At Kenya High School in Nairobi, the silence is loud, especially on a day when the Kenya Certificate of Secondary School Education examinations have been released. Teachers and students are away for December holidays, an indication that no one expected that the exams will be released 2 months early in a break with tradition.
Once again, thank you very much.
This is among the many reforms the Education Cabinet Secretary has introduced in the education sector.
The responsibility with which we have worked before, where we mark exams, or sometimes we keep them for a month or two to negotiate and engage in all manner of monkey business, that will not happen again. This is how we are going to operate before. We examine our, we examine our children, we give them the results within a month.
How come they set this exam? Who set it? How come they have marked it so quickly? Let me teach you. I've been a teacher also for about 38 years. Time is the only thing that you cannot save. And if you think you can save time, you must be stupid.
I am meant to understand this.
Form 4 candidates sat for their first KCSE exam paper at the beginning of November and completed the national exams at the end of the same month. In the previous years, the exams were normally marked in 2 months and released at the end of February of every year.
If you can do a job in 1 month, tell me why it should take 3 months to do it.
It's not rocket science. And people ask me what we have done. This is what we did this year. We dismantled all marking centers out of Nairobi and put all our 25 marking centers within Nairobi to make it easier for us to supervise and monitor them.
Starting next year, issuance of index numbers to both primary and secondary school candidates will be history, as part of wider reforms introduced in the education sector. A decision that was arrived at State House Mombasa in a meeting that brought together education stakeholders before the 2016 KCSE results were announced.
With effect from 2017, the President has directed us to ensure that every child in school in Kenya is given a student registration number that they will carry throughout their life in the education system. So, Professor Magwa, we were together in that meeting. You understood the boss clearly what he said. We are not going to register anybody with index numbers next year, both Standard 8 and Form 4. We'll give you student registration numbers. That's what you're going to use when you go to university. That's what you're going to use as you move along, so that we can identify our children all along. We have accurate data on our children as we move along and track their progress.
And for the first time, the national exams were announced from Shimolatewa Secondary School in Mombasa. In the previous years, the results were normally released at the Kenya National Examination Council premises in Nairobi. This year, officers from the education sector, led by the Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, were involved in the supervision of the national exams. Sharon Barang'a, NTV.